Shalom and welcome back to Talking Torah. We're glad to see everyone again. And this week we're going to actually jump right into the Torah reading, right into Parshat Vayishlach, because there's just so much here that I'm excited and anxious to get to it. And I would say that at the center of this week's Torah reading, Vayishlach, is the famous encounter between Jacob and this unidentified man, and the wrestling match that ensues between the two of them, and it ending with Jacob holding on to the man saying, "I'm not going to let you go until you bless me." And with that, Jacob receives the name Israel, the one who wrestles with God, the one who struggles with God. And it's a fascinating narrative that I think when I look at the Midrash, I'm particularly interested in a Midrash about who this man is. Who is this man that Jacob is wrestling with? And the Midrash says that it's the archangel Michael, who is the angel of courage. All of the four different angels have their own categories that they fall under, and Michael is the angel of courage. And it's saying that Jacob wrestles with Michael, the angel of courage, in order to prepare him for what's coming down the pike, which is an encounter with his brother Esau.
Yeah. Throughout Jacob's life that we know of, he's gotten by being clever.
Yeah,
not necessarily courageous. I mean, not at all courageous.
On the
not
contrary.
at all courageous,
Yeah,
but extraordinarily clever. He's clever enough to, in some way, through the art of the deal, convince his brother to offer him the birthright for some lentil soup. He's clever enough to deceive his father Isaac about the blessing. He's clever enough to outwit his father-in-law Lavan. And there comes a time, and I think Jacob's at that moment, when he has to say to himself, it's my destiny in this world, at least because I carry the blessing of Abraham and the blessing of my father, to prove that I am not just a clever man who gets by just being outwitting other people, but at one moment in time I have to draw on courage, enough courage to face what is monumental and overcome it. That's what I love about this moment in Torah. Because this is the moment that we've all been waiting for with Jacob. The Jacob we meet up until now, he's, all right, what is he? He's not patriarch quality.
He's a bad guy, kind of.
He's certainly not the guy that you say, this is the man that I can glorify as one of the patriarchs of the Jewish people. But now he gets it. He stands at that moment and he draws upon courage. Like everybody has to draw upon courage at certain moments. Yeah, look, we all use certain devices that are available to us to get through, to navigate through difficult moments in life. But then there are certain moments when it's just, we've got to be courageous and we've got to be strong, because nothing else is going to get us through it besides courage and strength. He's at that moment. He says to himself, you've got to be now different than you were in the past. And the only way you're going to do it is be the person God believes you were destined to be. And he turns out to be that person. And so now, when this wrestling match is over, and he becomes not just Jacob, but he's Yisrael, the one who has wrestled with God, we can say, this is now a patriarch. This is someone who is really on the verge of understanding what it is all the generations thereafter are going to expect of him as a patriarch of the Jewish people.
With the name change also, I'm thinking, Rashi says that the significance of the name change is that with Yaakov, he is known in the context of his brother. On the heel of his brother. And so that name Jacob elicits this kind of scheming guy who tricked his brother out of a birthright and a blessing, right? That's that Jacob. But now this is Yisrael, and the entire frame of his personality changes. He's no longer the man associated with his brother Esav. He's now the man associated with God and associated with this covenant of his forefathers, and really, as you said, earns that right to be called one of our patriarchs.
And you know, this really does, of course, segue perfectly into the speaker we have coming this Shabbat, Sergeant Benjamin Anthony. He was here a few years ago when he was just founding an organization called Stand With Us. Mm-hmm. And he was very, very impressive. He's a magnificent speaker. You'll really be amazed by him.
Yeah.
But what I just absolutely admire and respect about him is that not only is this a soldier who has gone to fight on the front lines wherever Israel has sent him, but now, when we know that the campuses across the country are really hotbeds of anti-Zionism and anti-Zionistic incitement, and where people going onto the campuses who are speaking on behalf of Israel are booed or harassed in whatever form they present in, what Benjamin Anthony does is he goes specifically to those places. He goes to those places and he believes that what he is doing is absolutely essential in terms of fighting for the future and for the name of the state of Israel. I think it takes a lot of courage, a lot of courage to go there to whatever campus it may be, and he's gone to hundreds and hundreds of them, and in face of the people shouting you down and threatening you and throwing things at you, here he goes and he tells them what the history is, what the truth is, not what the lies are, but what he has seen and what he knows to be the facts. So I'm excited that he's coming back here to Merrick, and I hope that a lot of our people will be here to listen to him, and I hope a lot of the high school kids especially, because we know that what they're facing on the campus is not something that you faced when you went to Pitt or I went to Brandeis. You know, it's a different world. Yeah. It's a different world. And it's very hard to be pro-Zionist and pro-Israel on a college campus today, for a student and for a professor. Right. So it's good that he'll be here. I hope that the high school kids will be with us, and I hope that a lot of our congregants will come and listen to him. Because when you talk about a guy who shows courage and knows where he has to show courage, well, to me the name Benjamin Anthony rings true there. And
you know, Benjamin Anthony will kind of be all of our Michael, the one who inspires courage inside of us also. That's really wonderful. Right. So that's great stuff out of this week's Torah reading. One last plug, we just have to make sure every time that we announce that December 17th, we're going to bring that record home. So don't be anywhere else other than here at the Merrick Jewish Centre, December 17th at 7 p.m. We're going to bring that record home. We're looking at light at least 1,000 Chanukiot, and you won't want to miss it. It's going to be something to be a part of.
It's going to be a great night, unforgettable night. Please, let's do this. Let's bring the record home together. I want you all to be a part of it. We want you all to be a part of it.
No matter where you're watching from, come to Merrick on December 17th and be a part of it. So, thank you again, Rabbi Klein, and we want to wish all of you a Shabbat Shalom and Lehitraot.
Shabbat Shalom, Lehitraot.